Hi, my name is Tyler Douthit. I am the founder and owner of TFD Supplies. We specialize in earbuds and headphones to schools all across the country, including places like Evansville, Indiana. This is my business. I went full-time about 5 years ago. Entrepreneur. I went to Belleville East High School in Belleville, Illinois. Then went to SIUE, which is Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville. Got my computer science degree there in 4 years. Never took a business class. Worked with my dad's company for about 11 years. Got good at sourcing things, buying, selling, dealing with the e-commerce world. Then I started doing my own thing about 5 years ago in full-time about 2016. And here we are, this video in 2021. I've been doing this, like I said, about 5 years. Day-to-day responsibilities. I oversee a lot here. There's 5 teammates that work with me here. Some of them family, some of them not family. They do a lot of the shipping and packing. We import a bunch of stuff in. Sell some of it goes out to Amazon. Some of it goes for Amazon Prime. A lot of it goes directly to consumers. And a lot of that in processing, packing, shipping, labeling, things like that. I have 3 people that do that. We have one who does pretty much phone calls, customer emails, purchase orders, a lot of things like that, customer support, and one who does a lot of our social media, just posting a bunch of stuff all across the social channels. And as an entrepreneur, as the owner, I oversee all of that. All of that's my responsibility. All of that is my problem. All of that is my success. Everything that happens here reflects on me. That's a big thing about being an owner, is that everything that happens is your responsibility, good or bad. You get all the credit and you get all the blame. So you have to go into that world of being an owner of a business, eyes open, that everything is your issues. But as far as what I do, a lot of what I do is dealing with inventory, trying to keep enough but not too much of things in. If you run out, then obviously customers aren't happy. If you have too much, then you have pretty much money locked up in things you would like to be in other things. So trying to get just enough but not too much inventory. I spent a lot of my time doing that. I developed the whole back-end system that we have, which we call Tori, a big computer program that deals a lot with Shopify for direct to customers, with Amazon for things like that, all the tracking numbers, shipments, all that, all in one spot that I can analyze. And I developed it for my own usages, probably helping with my computer science degree, I imagine, but developed that to be able to see a lot at an overview of what's performing well, what's not performing well, what needs attention, what doesn't need attention within the business. I spend a lot of my day doing that, staring at a computer screen from a program that I wrote. I do an awful lot of that. Less often is trying to find things to sell, what needs to be cut, what needs to be expanded, what needs to go harder, what needs to be pulled back. And it's an awful lot of what I do as well, deciding what to sell for how much. A lot of the day-to-day grind of the packing and shipping is not something I do anymore. I did myself for a couple of years entirely by myself, then have expanded as the years have gone by. Let's see, anything else here? Education is an ongoing process. As far as education, I'm not overly confident on the ability of schools and entrepreneurship as a combination. Now, there are things that, had I taken business classes, probably would have been able to shortcut some areas, things I learned, I wouldn't say the hard way, but through experience that might have been able to have been shortcut, so there would be value to some of that. But so much of what you do in a job as an owner, such as myself, is on-the-job training, learning through a lot of it, making mistakes, some making the right choices, but consistently trying things, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and evolving. And that's in perpetuity, that's forever, because the best way to put yourself out of business is to do what you've always done. So I have to constantly look for new things, better ways, better products, better everything all the time, or else you end up without a job. So that's a constant thing that I do, is just trying to find things that can sell, things that should sell. Why doesn't something sell that should? Is it being marketed wrong? Is a picture bad? Is it not a good description? Is a price all out of whack? Trying to figure out, I mean, it's shortly put, how to sell more things, but there's a lot of things that go into how to sell more things. The right offering at the right price, and all of the stuff that goes along with it, what customers expect in 2021. Fast shipment, good customer service, a lot of what's going on. It's a couple of things that I was maybe thinking about putting on here, what did I want to be when I was in middle school or high school? Believe it or not, I really wanted to be an architect when I was a kid. I was really big into Legos, Connects, things like that. Did a lot of that, eventually phased out of that, and then really started getting more, probably around 7th, 8th grade, started to realize that I really enjoyed business, and it sounds ridiculous, but I really enjoy making money. So I kind of work in my hobby. I don't really have a lot of other hobbies. So what I do in my free time is try to find ways to sell things at a profit. It's strange, but what I do here feels like a hobby all the time because I'm just trying to make things better. Because what I would do, even if I wasn't getting paid, I would do these exact same things. Different jobs that I have growing up. I was a bagger at a grocery store. I worked at 2 different movie theaters. I worked as a computer lab attendant in college, a tutor in college. Those honestly didn't really help at all to where I'm at today. Maybe a little bit of learning, and this is interesting, but a lot of people that are founders and owners of businesses don't have a huge appreciation for the way things are done just because they're done that way. They think, well, why don't I do it that way instead? Why is it this way? That seems like a ridiculous way to do it. And sometimes there's good reasons, sometimes there aren't good reasons. And I learned that I thrive much more being able to work within my own set of rules, not someone else's set of rules. And I kind of learned I didn't like that a whole lot. I was never a fantastic employee at my other jobs, with the exception of working with my parents' business for 11 years, but I was also given a very long leash and a lot of flexibility and freedom. So that was probably a good stepping stone that allowed me to really get my teeth cut to do something like I do today. Different jobs. Anything about your career path that might surprise students? Nothing really comes to mind. All I would say is if you ever feel like being an entrepreneur or a business owner, it takes risk tolerance. So if you're the kind of person that is comfortable in risk, then that would be extremely helpful to be a business owner. If you are uncomfortable in risk, like many amazing fine people, and it's perfectly fine to like your steady paycheck, put in your years, get your pension, get your retirement program, and clock out, like 90% of Americans in the workforce, that would be perfectly fine too. But you have to be used to risk. So I can't emphasize that enough. You have to be able to handle risk in good years, because there's a chance I might make twice as much money next year as I make this year. Fantastic, right? There's also a chance I might make half as much money next year as this year. And that's not as fantastic. And most jobs don't have those kind of swings as a possibility, whereas a business owner does. And that's something you have to be comfortable with and go in eyes open, knowing that that's something you're gonna face. Did my education guide me to the career? Not especially. The one thing though, the tool I mentioned, Tori, short for inventory, that I have developed and coded line by line over the last several years, always ongoing, evolving, that has helped. My computer science degree and programming really did help be able to develop that better, to see things, because yes, the business could get by without that, but it makes us more efficient and allows me to more easily see things that I want to see at any given time. So that has provided value. Now, had I not gone to college for 4 years, could I have gotten to be as good of a programmer? Probably so, but nonetheless, that did help me with the programming aspect of things. Advice or inspirations, if someone asked me for advice on what to do in their future, I would say always prioritize happiness. Life is too short to be super, super unhappy. And now, yes, is there sacrifice involved? There absolutely is. A sacrifice all the time for things that I want, but I'm comfortable in that sacrifice because the rewards are worth it. And if you're miserable, if Monday morning comes around and you are second guessing your life choices, maybe you should really second guess your life choices if you're miserable every Monday morning and you're happy on Friday afternoons. That would be something I would think about. I really enjoy what I do every day. I know there's a level of practicality that comes with things. You might have rent, mortgages, things to support. That's understandable. You have to make trade-offs in life. But I would give advice to really think about your overall happiness and let that be the strongest guide, mixed with practicality, but the strongest guide to what you decide to do with your life as you get older. Business owner, it's 10% of people own businesses, 90% of people work for them. Neither one is right or wrong. Some are well suited for one or the other. No judgment or right or wrong either way. Do what's right for you, but put happiness on a pedestal with what you decide to do with your future. Again, Tyler Douth at TFD Supplies, earbuds and headphones everywhere across the country, including Evansville, Indiana. Thank you.